out of the many things that you can do in WorldBox, one of the main ones is construct awesome maps, such as the one that you see right here behind me. Now, granted, this is a map of the Balkans. I'm not quite sure why I use this as an example, but still, nonetheless, it's a great map with a ton of detail put into it. And since maps like these can be uploaded straight onto the Steam Workshop, it really helps show the creativity that all of the players have. However, not all maps are created equal, and I seriously mean that, because sometimes when you're searching through the Steam Workshop, you come across stuff like this. Now, I'm not quite sure why anyone would take time out of their day or their life to make maps like this, but today we are going to be going through the worst WorldBox maps that I could find. There are lots of them, and basically just see how the other half lives. Let me just tell you right now that these maps are going to be very interesting, and there's no way that you're going to be able to predict any of them. Let's get right into it. Also, I'm just noticing now that this guy's tongue has like tumors on it. Yeah, let's get moving. And first up, we have the Peninsula. I'm not really sure what the point of this map is, but as you can probably tell, it's a peninsula, but instead of like normal land, it's Peter Griffin up there instead. It's actually pretty well built in terms of like different biomes and people able to live on it. However, the most unfortunate thing about it is that this is probably one of the better maps that's going to be seen in the video, and it's still pretty questionable. So let's move on to the next one. See, this is what I mean by that. This is actually frying me too. This is the, as you can probably guess, the incredibly gassy map. I don't know why this is so funny to look at for some reason. But once again, as you can tell, someone actually took the time out of their day to make all of this. I don't know why I'm zooming in so closely. I actually kind of feel bad for you. So it saddens me to say that things get even worse from here on out. And you know what the best part about this is? That this wasn't even made with like a mod that converts an image into a map. This guy built this by hand, brick by brick. Someone took probably like an hour or two to make this. So let's just do him a favor and just get rid of all of this work, please. Yeah, that's very satisfying to do. Okay, well now I think I just somehow made it even worse. Yep, let's move on. Next up is the island. Yes, that island. The exact same one we're all thinking of right now. Once again, I'm not entirely sure why someone would choose to build this. Holy crap, is that a monolith? Wait, no. Is the monolith in the files? Oh god. He's been a business partner of mine so long. What does this mean for my channel? I think we should probably just redact that. But anyways, as is tradition on this island, I would assume, because I've totally never been there before, I guess we just gotta spawn in a single guy and name him the Big Stein. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say his name, so let's move on before this video gets removed from the internet. But next up, we have Pickle Rick right here. Yeah, let's completely forget about the last map and laugh at this instead. This is indeed the funniest crap I've ever seen. This meme's still relevant, right? Like, everyone's still talking about Pickle Rick and the Big 2-6, right? Well, nevertheless, it's still pretty fascinating that someone was able to make this. How were there 8,600 deaths? Where did they come from? 8,680 other deaths. What? This has happened to me before. I have never seen this many other deaths before. How is this even possible? Where did these come from? I still to this day do not understand what the other deaths mean. And how are there over 8,000 of them? I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely something to do with Rick right here. So let's move on. Here we have a map simply titled Love, but looking at it, there's nothing loving about this map at all. This is just an absolute abomination of WorldBox. Why would you even choose to make this? The only thing I would give it is that it has fascinatingly high amounts of detail for how crappy the map is, but honestly, this is like low-key kind of disturbing to look at, so we're gonna move on before I lose my entire audience. And next up, we have Brian Griffin. Once again, not sure why he's in WorldBox, but I can't lie, this guy is looking dapper as hell right here. Wait, hold up. If I turn it on the Age of Despair, will that make his cigarette light up? I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty cool right here. Oh god, Brian's freezing. Oh, we killed him. Move on. And next up, we have that one weird bus meme that you might see on the internet from time to time. It's a very cool and detailed map, I'm not going to lie, but why? Okay, you know, I really need to stop asking that, because really, I've literally been saying that for every single map. But well, it's a meme template, so let's make a funny meme. Me when I watch Jackal in WorldBox videos, haha, yes. me when I don't do that. Comedy gold. Please give me your Reddit gold, kind stranger. Okay, I can definitely come up with something better than that, but not right now. So you know what, editor, just make whatever meme you want and put it right here. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. It's always weird to see these 3D images put on a 2D landscape. Like, I always forget I can just, like, put a bunch of people up here and they'll make a kingdom. It's so weird. And next up, we have the Mona Lisa. Yes, the famous painting. You may be wondering why I'm using it in a video of the worst WorldBox maps, because this looks like a pretty good map to me. But that's because I just want you to get this image in your head before I show you the next map, which I now present to you as the Mona Lisa was. The Mona Lisa? The Mona no more, please. You get the idea. This is very bad. And I like how time is unpolished. She's slowly, like, growing skin warts and, like, disease and stuff. Yeah, this is very uncomfortable to look at. But I also like how the person who made this map was so proud of their artwork that they literally decided to sign off on it, too. Yeah, this could certainly go in a museum one day. Probably if the guy who made this map turns out to be a serial killer. And they, like, use this image as, like, telling people that there were signs all along. But anyway, let's move swiftly onward because she's staring at me. Next up, we have a map of the UK and Ireland. That's it. No, literally that's it. I just wanted to include it because it's the UK and Ireland. That's pretty terrifying to look at. So let's move on again. And next up, we have, are you sure? But like, literally, are you sure? He is sure. That's it. And also, by the way, this is like one of the most popular maps on the WorldBox workshop of all time, just because of that joke. God, I wish I could do something like that. And next up, we have billions must like. The West has fallen. Something stupid incel chud up here. Once again, what a great use of all your WorldBox resources to make this BS. And of course, 25,000 creatures died in the making of this map. Billions must like Jackal's videos. And next up, we have the stupid 2 soy jacks pointing meme. I absolutely love this image so much, and it's even better now that it's been recreated in WorldBox. But yeah, that's literally it. Apparently it took this guy 240 years to make this. But next up, we have a pretty seemingly normal world map here. What could possibly be off about this? But if I turned on the kingdom layer, you'll see it's a world map all conquered by Australia. And the worst part is I didn't even do this. This feels like a personal attack because someone literally made Australia conquer the whole world and then uploaded it to the Steam workshop. This means war. So you know what? I'm going to show you a real map. Here you go. Right now, lore accurate Australia. Yes, it's a map of Australia that's just burning in hell in an utter misery and disarray. And by the way, I'm not even just making fun of it. This map is literally called lore accurate Australia too. But next up, we have the island. Yes, the same one once again. However, in this case, it's just a lot lower quality. The only reason I'm really including this is because I just found it so funny to me that when I was scrolling through the Steam workshop, I found the Big Steins Island twice. I don't even know, bro. I guess, guys, you know what? Whatever sinks your boats. Let's just move on to the next one. And for this next one, once again, it may look a bit odd, but it's actually a lot simpler than you think. It's Agartha. You have a normal world on the outside separated by an ice wall. Then on the inside, you have all the super nice, super advanced houses and stuff, and you get the idea, full of elves. I mean, who just wakes up in the morning and is like, man, I can't wait to spend 3 hours of my day making Agartha in WorldBox today. Although I guess I probably can't be talking either. You know, let's just move on to the final map here, where we have Nico the Seal. This is it. This was one of the last ones I found scrolling on the Steam workshop, and I was gonna go past him and ignore him, but just look at those eyes, man. Look at him. He's so innocent and beautiful. Okay, well, beautiful is probably a strong word to use here. Honestly, if I hadn't actually seen that image before, I probably wouldn't even be able to tell this is a seal. Like, let me just get rid of these whiskers right here. And now we go from cute seal to be adored to absolute nightmarish horror. You see what I mean? These maps are pretty bad. Let's just go back to a good one here as we end it. Here we are, a perfect map of Florida. Once again, this is pretty much the best map I could find. Don't even ask. But anyway, those maps were pretty terrible, but there are a ton of maps in the Steam Workshop, so I guarantee you I missed a bunch of them. So if you want to see me do this exact thing again, I am totally down. So if this video gets 5,000 likes, I will do it again. And if you made it this far in the video, clearly I did something to entertain you, so I appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And also join my Discord too, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.